evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader. Today is Tuesday, February the 1st, 2022. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Coffee County Sheriff Chad Parton is seeking re-election. We hear from Telehoma Police Chief Jason Williams about his yearly report, and we have highlights from the annual Burns Dinner. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Telehoma.
Welcome back. Coffee County Sheriff Chad Parton officially announced Friday that he would seek a re-election to a second term. Parton will be running as a Republican, pitting him against Alethea Ron in the upcoming May primary. The winner of that race will face off with independent candidates Brandon Toberlin and Danny Farrell in the August general election. Here is Parton's announcement in full. Quote, "Hello, I am Sheriff Chad Parton. I would like first and foremost to thank you for letting me serve you, the citizens of Coffee County, as sheriff. In 2018, you elected me to my first term as sheriff. We hit the ground running by putting in place what was promised. The new administration had a plan that was put in motion to achieve the goals that were desperately needed. The first day, school resource officers were placed in all rural schools. This has been a great program for the safety and security of our children, teachers, and system staff. We are very proud of the work that the SROs have done and will continue to do in the future. Training was an area that was heavily focused on by this administration, with an emphasis on the jail and court security. Training is now a daily conversation within the department to keep the staff abreast on safety, security, and self-protection. Over the years, the Coffee County Jail has grown tremendously. This unfortunate growth also brings on giant financial responsibilities. We have taken a business model approach to stay successful within the budget. Hundreds of thousands of tax dollars have been saved in this term. These savings have allowed the county to invest in other areas of need. We are very excited about the financial position the county has today. During this first term as your sheriff, many goals and projects have been achieved and completed, far surpassing my expectations. The Sheriff's Office strives every day to provide quality protection and services needed in Coffee County. This office will continue our duty of keeping the peace, maintaining and securing the jails and courts, also diligently serving warrants and civil process. For 30 years, I've been dedicated in serving the citizens. For those who may not know me, I have served as a corrections officer, deputy sheriff, patrol supervisor, and investigator. I have also served at the District Attorney's Office as a drug and violent crime investigator. I have also served as Emergency Management and Homeland Security Director for Coffee County. All these duties and experiences built the foundation for me to be elected nearly 4 years ago. Soon after being elected, I had the honor of being appointed to the State of Tennessee Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission. As a freshman sheriff, I was elected to be vice chairman of the board and then elected to chairman, where I have served for over a year. This commission is responsible for developing and enforcing standards and training for all local police officers. Post is the primary regulatory body for Tennessee law enforcement. As sheriff, I have served on many other boards and committees that relate to daily duties of the sheriff's office. I am also a member of the State Sheriff's Association Legislative Committee. This committee works hard every year to ensure that good laws are passed and unnecessary ones fail. I am blessed to have the loving support of my wife, Leanne, and 2 children, Maggie and Will. I have been absent or away more times than I can remember over the years, but they understand the sacrifice to serve the people. My family and I humbly ask for your support and vote in the upcoming Republican May primary." End quote. The county primaries are on May 3rd and the election day is August 4th. And we'll be right back with more News Leader after these messages.
I am tremendously blessed to be living at Parkview and very happy to be part of a loving and caring community.
Best thing you can say is this really a great place to live. That's all there is to it, no doubt about that.
It's your home. You just do what you would if you were at your private home. You know, we love it. It's great.
It's just like having a whole neighborhood around you, and it's fun.
It's just a great place to live.
To be honest, I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine.
I checked what the CDC says and spoke with my doctor about the potential side effects. It definitely made me much less anxious. She told me if I have some arm pain or feel tired, that's completely normal as my body builds a defense to the virus.
I was willing to take the vaccine to protect me, my family, and my friends.
Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Telehoma.
Welcome back. At the most recent Telehoma Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting, Police Chief Jason Williams gave his annual report to the board. In this segment, Chief Williams goes over some of the accomplishments, changes, and statistics for the year 2021.
Then we'll have a report from our Chief of Telehoma Police, Jason Williams.
Thank you for this opportunity to come before you tonight and present to you the Telehoma Police Department's 2021 year in review. It is my pleasure to present to you this snapshot of what 2021 looked like for the Telehoma Police Department. I cannot, like any other department head, I cannot say enough about the fantastic job that our men and women do and the challenges that they and circumstances that they do it under day in, day out. So a lot of the things that I'm going to discuss here tonight and talk to you about as far as successes that we've had as an agency directly land at their feet and the effort that they've put in this year to improve our agency and for themselves to improve within our profession. 2021 projects and accomplishments when it comes to equipment for our men and women. We transitioned Patrol Division to load-bearing vests, which is healthier for them. It takes a lot of the equipment that they were wearing on their gun belt and puts it up on the vest, so that way it puts that weight on their shoulders instead of their hips. Transitioned our shotguns to less lethal shotguns, which once again gives our officers more options when it comes to de-escalating situations and dealing with situations. We implemented a body-worn camera program, which has gone really well so far. We purchased all new computers for our new police department, acquired pepper spray for our officers, and training with it, once again, gives them more options when it comes to de-escalating situations and the safety of the people, not only for our officers, but also the citizens we're dealing with. Provided new flashlights for everyone through a THSO grant, purchased 3 new police vehicles, purchased and issued out 5 new handheld radios, purchased a car for undercover narcotics investigations. Operationally, accomplishments for the TPD in 2021, we moved into and became operational out of our new TPD home, which has been just so amazing. I can't thank the board and Miss Moody and Miss Sue and finance, everybody's support that had a hand in making that project go. It has really opened up our capabilities as an agency, and it's just been awesome being able to operate out of that facility and all the things that it provides for us. We set up every officer with their own TPD email account, which helps us with messaging and to get information out to our officers. Participated in the THSO program, had officers on the streets during predetermined times throughout the year for DUI and traffic enforcement. Finished our overhaul of department operating procedures and then pushed them out with our new policy software, Power DMS. When we overhauled a lot of our policies and procedures, we did so in adopting the Tennessee Chiefs of Police Association, a lot of their best practices, and that's something that depending on what the policy is or the general order is, that's something every 1 to 2 years we go through and make sure that we're in line with whatever the best practices are for our profession. Was the recipient of an awesome gift from the Telehoma Fire Department with the safety pup, which has helped us out a few different times and being able to reach out within the community, and continue to participate in the drug take-back events, which has resulted in approximately 600 pounds of unused, unwanted drugs being removed from our community. Training accomplishments for 2021, we put together and completed our first ever 40-hour in-house in-service, which I was told is about the first time that's been done in 18 to 20 years as an agency. The topics covered included, but we're not limited to, de-escalation, dealing with persons who have altered mental states, emotional well-being, police leadership, police liability, core values and TPD mission, policy and procedure, child sex abuse investigations, firearms and use of force. Ever since I've gotten here, training is something that I really harp on because it goes to instilling professionalism within our ranks, and it's something that we will constantly keep a focus on and will constantly be evolving for us as an agency. When I got here, a lot of our training was done online, and while there is definitely a place for online training that we've learned due to COVID and some other things, I just really feel that you lose so much of that being able to facilitate discussions with our officers about, what legal updates are, what legal precedence is, how does this play into our general orders. So I feel you lose that when you don't have those in-person meetings where you can discuss and go over things. And then under personnel accomplishments, we hired 5 new police officers, promoted 2 new corporals in Patrol Division, Tyler Walls and George Dotson, and promoted 1 new investigator in criminal investigations, Cody Lindley.
And we'll be right back with more from Chief Williams after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. And I grow and get bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash jogging up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Welcome back. We now continue with Police Chief Jason Williams and the Telehoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen's meeting and his annual report.
Just to throw a lot of data at you here. 2021 stats and data. Our total miles patrolled were up from the previous year. Our total calls answered were up from the previous year. Total traffic accidents were up as well. Traffic accidents with injuries were down for us a little bit. Total arrests made this year were down from last year. Some of the new data that I'm starting to collect, and I'll have a little bit more in-depth or detailed things too, is our overdoses and things that are kind of going on with that. So I don't really have anything historically right now to track that as far as trends go, but I do feel that they're probably up some. Of course, vandalisms were down, assaults were down, ag assaults were up 5 incidents from the previous year. Domestic violence, reported domestic violence incidents were down, and then drug narcotic violations were down. Just to touch base on our clearance rate for investigating and solving crimes. Sitting currently this year right now, which the TBI's report won't come out until the summer of this year for last year, but we have access to approximate numbers right now. We're sitting at 54.52% crimes cleared. This number is up approximately 2% from our 2020 number and up 3% from our 2019 number. And then the state average is 39.10% of crimes cleared that are investigated, so we're well above state average. And while we're still a work in progress within the TPD, you know, I'm really excited about the direction we're heading in, and you know, as I stated earlier, it's all because of the hard work by our great men and women there and what they put in, day out. So, thank you all.
Thank you, Chief, for a great report. Would you accept questions from the board?
Yes, sir.
Alderman Dunn.
Thank you. I know there's been a couple of open positions for a while. Are those currently filled? Are you still seeking?
No, ma'am. We still have open positions within the police department. You know, just to touch on a little bit what Chief Pearson touched on as far as a shortage of EMS personnel, we are experiencing the same thing. And it's been my experience, and I've been in law enforcement for 26 years this April, but the positions I've held and the agencies I've worked for, I'm very specific about who we're recruiting and who we're going to bring into work. There are people that we could go out and we could get kind of journeyman officers, if you will, but I want people that are dedicated to Telehoma. I want people that are dedicated to our profession and to our craft. And it's been my experience that not always, but sometimes if you potentially look at lowering those standards, you end up with a lot more issues. So we've been it's kind of a hard thing because the pool has shrunk as far as the candidates that are available and out there. So it's become competitive to kind of, get some of those people in. But at the same time, we've been very picky, I guess is a good word, as far as who we're bringing into the fold.
Do you feel like that's led to better retention within the department?
It's tough to say right now. I think anytime you have a change of leadership within an agency, especially I'm an outside guy coming in, you're always naturally going to have some amount of turnover from that, just because of a various amount of reasons. So, like I said, September of this year will make my 3rd year here. We have done a lot in the time we have been here. We have changed a lot. We are still evolving as an agency. So, I kind of equated it early on to, you have a car that has a flat tire, so you need to change that flat tire, but our car can never quit moving. Our car has to continually drive because we just can't stop, everything and say, okay, let's fix this. So we have to fix things kind of as best we could in some areas, and then, like, okay, we sprung a leak over here, we got to address this. And so I really feel we're kind of turning the corner a little bit on that now and getting to a point where hopefully some of that will take care of itself. But it's a tough time to recruit in the job market right now.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming,
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is, it's safer than going for a run. Give it a shot. Find a free appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me at Life Care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Telehoma.
Welcome back. The annual Burns Night was held this past weekend at St. Barnabas Church. John Gray brings us a sampling of the event, complete with bagpipes and haggis.
People around the world come together to celebrate and honor the memory of Robert Burns, Scotland's national bard. Bard meaning poet for those who don't know. Tonight we especially are grateful to be able to come together after being apart for so long. Our last Burns dinner was in January of 2020. Will you all rise for the opening processional of the officers of the Highland Rim Scouting Society? The new president of the Highland Rim Scouting Society for the 2022 to 2024 term, Ms. Rita Christensen.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here and we have an opportunity to gather together once again. I'd like to introduce to you your officers of the Highland Rim Scouting Society for the 2022 to 2024 term. To my left here is my husband and Vice President, Mark Smith. We also have an alternate in case we both go out of town, and that's Ron Porter, who's not able to be with us this evening because he's ill. But we thank Ron for his service.
Robert Burns, address to a haggis. Fair fall, your honest sonsy face, great chieftain of the pudding race. Abundant them all, you attack your place. Paints, tripe, or theorem. Are you worthy a grace as lame as me arm? The groaning trencher, there you feel your hurdies like a distant hill. Your pen would help to mend the mill in time of need, and my pen is right here. Thank you. Your pen would help to mend the mill in time of need.
And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Dennis Toomland from the Tennessee Department of Tourism about efforts to increase tourism in the area. Alderman Robert Dunn will update us about next month's TEDx talk in Telehoma. And Fran Gray will let us know about the 3rd annual Purple Olympics. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
I got a tour and I saw all the things and I was so excited about them. And she took me to the movie theater and it had red chairs. So this is a done deal and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Telehoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Telehoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Telehoma.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1974 at 70 degrees. Our record low was in 1899 at 1 degree. The average high for this day is 50 and the average low is 29. Rain moving in for this evening with a low of 44. And rain expected for Wednesday with a high of 56 and a low of 50. And heavy rain continues on Thursday with a high of 63, a low of 31. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader on 6. Stay safe. Have a great evening.